Ba-ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-ba-dum-bum-bum, bum-ba-bum-bum-bum. Welcome back, my friend. This is BjjBrick Quick. My name is Byron. The overall theme on this little series I'm doing here, I did one yesterday and this one today, changing your role partners into teammates. Not just people that you get on the mat and fight with. They're going to be teammates who help you get better, and you're helping them get better as well. This episode, it's a pretty simple concept, but arranging like a little bit off the mat, like a time to go train with somebody or make sure you're there. So let's just say, and you're gonna find these people. They're gonna be like who you get the most out of training with. You know, you don't gain the most knowledge, get the best experiences. You don't that doesn't happen with everybody. You're going to naturally gravitate to a couple of individuals who, like we've got a guy, Taylor. When I roll Taylor, I always learn something, and I'm usually able to try something that I've been working on. And or with Gary, like they usually have something that I haven't quite been dealt with, even within my current game. It's like, oh, that's different, man. So rolling with those individuals is important to me. It's good for my game, and hopefully it's good for their game as well. But just think about, if I'm only going to train twice this week, maybe 3 times, I want to make sure I get a couple of rolls with them. You might consider arranging that next training session, and it might be off the, outside of the class if that's possible, or it might just be, hey, what day are you training next week? I want to make sure to be there for that one. Okay, Gary's going to be there Saturday morning. Perfect. I'll see you Saturday for sure. And then obviously make the best attempt you can to get there Saturday. I know at my gym, Taylor, if I go Thursday, I'm usually going to see Taylor. That's just kind of a standing thing unless something's going on for the guy. If I have really been working on something in particular, I might send him a message or give him a call or a text, whatever, and say, hey, man, you're going to be there today. I got a question for you. Something like kind of developing that off the mat a little bit about hey, I definitely want to get a rolling with you today. I have some questions maybe before we get there, or something like that. That's a big thing. And if I were to text one of my training partners and say, hey, I got a couple of questions, can you be there a little early and we'll run over some stuff? I mean, unless there's a scheduling conflict, they'll be there early. If the same thing, hey, I have a couple of questions, I would like to try some stuff on you rolling, see how it works, I'll get a roll with that person. Sometimes I go to class and there can be 40 to 50 people grappling. The chances of me rolling with any one individual, pretty slim. You got to make it happen. But if you send them a message earlier in the day and you talk about that, hey, I've been working on this, like to see how it works against your game. I know you counter that pretty well. You'll get a roll with that person. And so just arranging something maybe ahead of time, or maybe you got those training partners. I know that people out there, they make sure they roll with that same person every time. Like, hey, there's a lot of people here. I always get a roll with that person. That's just how it goes. Those are great training partners for you to have. And looking at last time's episode about the plus, minus, and equals, if you missed that, go back and check it out. Probably more of the equal sign, like people who give you good matches. And it could be either one, though. It could be like, hey, I really want to add this to my game, and I can't get it to work at all. I need to grab somebody who's not quite as good that I could kind of force it to happen and see where it's falling apart, even on somebody who's a big minus. I don't know. The idea of talking before class, and that could be the class before, or it could be off the mats, or at the end of class, hey, next time I want to work on this with you. Just kind of making that contact, letting them know that when you spar, you're doing something in particular, and you want to see how that works. These are important things to develop your game. Because they don't know that. If you just come in, and it's time to roll, you go through class, and now it's rolling time or whatever, and they're just going to roll with people that they roll with. You've got to communicate to somebody that they're an important training partner to you for them to know that. And they get that time with them. And I'm not advocating that you hog up somebody's time and that sort of thing. But hopefully it's beneficial for both you guys. And if they have something that they want to work on next time, boom, you're there for them. Or maybe even split the role in half. Like, hey, I've been working this guard pass. Can I get a few minutes with you on that? And you get that. And, also they're working their guard pass. Okay, so I got to play my guard now a little bit and see how that matches against their guard pass. Like, you got to be a good teammate to expect them to be good back with you. But think about that. You can do it right now. All you got to do is message or get a hold of one of your training partners. Say, hey, you going to be there tonight? I want to make sure to get a roll with you. I've been struggling with this part of my game, and I want to see what you think. You could literally, unless you're driving, text somebody and set this up and see how the results really, really come into bloom, and you do get some really good training out of that. So this is part of a little series of turning your rolling partners into teammates. This is super important, guys. You're not fighting with the people who you go to class with. You're training with them. If you've enjoyed the podcast, you can support it on Patreon. There's a link on the website, BjjBrick.com. You can also go to that same website. Man, it's a hub of activity. And I laugh because it's really not. There's also a shop there. You could go get an audiobook. I have several. Your first year of BJJ, and I have some different training games you could play that I really enjoy that kind of alter the way you roll, and they help you with different aspects of your grappling. Anyways, I want you to have a great day, my friend, and stay sweaty.